is World Menopause Day, and so I thought I would go over menopause and mental health, being as I've just gone prep some mental health stuff for my free group for tomorrow, and I thought why not combine the two for our World Menopause Day. So just in a nutshell, I think one of the major issues for ladies going through the menopause is that anxiety that so many of us get and that feeling of complete discombobulation. Who are we? What is our point in life? Where did it all lead to? Now what? And when we reach sort of perimenopause and menopausal years, it's also a time of our life where we are often going through major life changes. So it could be that your kids are going off to school, not going off to school, going off to university or leaving home. It could be that your children have left and now you're living with this person that you actually don't really know anymore because the dynamics of your relationship has changed so much because it's just the two of you. It could be that you've hit middle age. You may have been raising the kids at home, you might have been a stay-at-home parent, and then all of a sudden you're faced with trying to find a job. And in these times, that's extremely difficult. It's difficult in the best of times, but in these times at the moment, it's even more difficult. A lot of us are caring for elderly parents. So again, that's another thing that is adding stress and the sort of discombobulation of this entire period of our life. So I've chosen to do it naturally. I feel very strongly that a woman's body is completely capable of bearing a child naturally. Okay, of course, if there are complications, you have to go to hospital. But, I think if you lead a relatively healthy life, then on the whole, you should be able to navigate these things naturally. I have no judgment on people who want to go the HRT route, by the way, or the bioidentical hormone route. You have to choose what is best for you. However, I do have a lot of friends that have gone to their GP because they're going through the perimenopause and the GP has prescribed antidepressants. They're not depressed. They're going through the menopause. And it absolutely drives me nuts because then they've still got to get off the antidepressants. I don't know. I just don't think it's it's not the right treatment for the issue that these ladies have. So within all that, so within a lot of life-changing moments, we're then dealing with all these changes in our own bodies. The sort of fluctuating hormone levels, the increased stress, the insomnia that comes with it, the hot flushes that come with it, and they can be awful. Brain fog. There's so much that goes on with our, as we go into perimenopause and the menopausal years. Sometimes you think, am I the person I used to be? Does this person even exist in my body anymore? And as a psychotherapist, I recognize those moments when I was feeling more anxious, when I was feeling like there was this fizz that was growing underneath the surface. And it really made me realize that, no matter how hard you might try, sometimes these symptoms show themselves, and then it's up to us to make the changes to accommodate those and to make sure that we are looking after our mental health and our physical health as well as we can. So I'm just going to share a few tips with you, what I do, what's helped me, what's helped a lot of ladies that I've dealt with. This is all natural process. None of it is relying upon other therapies, hormone therapies. So if you're strong into that camp, then this is probably not going to be relevant to you. However, one thing I would say is that there's a lot of proponents for HRT. There are a lot of proponents for bioidentical hormones, and while they might snip and snipe about each other's different approaches, everyone says that lifestyle change is absolutely paramount if you want a fairly symptom-free menopause. So I wish I knew then what I know now. I went through the menopause early. I went through the perimenopause and menopause early. I'm just 50 and I've gone through the whole lot by several years already. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. My GP was desperate to try and get me onto HRT, and I just felt I wanted to try it naturally first, and I'm really pleased I did because I feel like I've got through it pretty, it's not really been an issue. There have been a few moments, but I've worked out what those were and what the triggers were, and now I'm really, really pleased that I chose the natural approach. So First and foremost, I would say give yourself grace. Understand that this is a phase of life and it is slightly discombobulating. I think our lives are so busy with everything. You know, it's like ping, ping, pow, woo, of distraction. We're just surrounded by stress, by news, by noise, by clutter, by stuff, and it just weighs you down. So learn how to give yourself some grace, even if that's just sat on the toilet for 5 minutes, and instead of scrolling your phone, or instead of thinking, you know, all these thoughts that are going through your mind, just take time out, just relax, take a few deep breaths. If you can meditate, just meditate for a few seconds. It doesn't need to be long. It's been scientifically proven that if you take like 1 or 2 minutes regularly throughout the day of just zoning out, it does your body an enormous amount of good. Deep breathing is brilliant for your mental health. It stimulates the relaxation response in the body. It also helps to detoxify the body because breath has that effect. So make sure you're doing some deep breathing. I would say move your body nearly every day. Get some exercise in. It energizes you. It's a misnomer that exercise drains you of energy. It doesn't. It fuels your body with energy. It gives you more power. It helps you feel more body confident. It helps gobble up stress hormones. It releases endorphins, feel good hormones. And so it's something absolutely you should do, particularly as we go through the menopause. Our bone health suffers, our muscles start to atrophy as we get older. Sorry, I've just got a load of messages coming in. I think it's for the free group that's starting tomorrow. And you know, we need to exercise. We need to move our bodies and to lift weights in order to get into later life and be healthy. It's absolutely vital. And if you don't like working out, if you don't like exercise, just decide you're going to do it. You know, what would you rather have? Would you have brittle bone disease, or would you rather move your body for 20 or 30 minutes every day? It's a simple choice. You know, yes, you can go down the route of saying, I hate exercising, I'm never going to do it, I can't motivate myself. Well, that's fine. But what happens when that osteoporosis starts? What happens when your muscles have atrophied so badly that you've got all sorts of joint pains, that you can't lift things because you're too weak? Because that will happen. So it's a choice. I work out because I know it's really, really good for my body. I know it's really, really good for my brain. I'm not the biggest fan of working out, if in all honesty, but I do it because I know it's really, really good for me. So commit to moving your body. Get outdoors. It's so important to have ultraviolet on our skin. 20 to 30 minutes every day. Vitamin D helps us create serotonin. And as we go through the menopause, our estrogen levels reduce, but that also means we have less ability to create or use the serotonin that we've got. So it's absolutely vital that we are supporting our serotonin on every level that we can. And that involves getting ultraviolet on your skin. Even if it's raining, just get out for a short span of time. Being outdoors in nature is incredibly beneficial for our mental health, but it will help you create more serotonin, which is one of our feel-good hormones. To maximize how serotonin is synthesized in our bodies, we also need an amino acid which we need to eat, called L-tryptophan. Now, foods, sort of naturally fatty foods, healthy fatty foods, contain good levels of L-tryptophan. Turkey, eggs, nuts, seeds, dark chocolate, yay, bananas, eggs, tofu, fermented foods, those sorts of things have high coriander, another way, yay, I love coriander, but those contain good amounts of L-tryptophan, which are going to help you just use serotonin better in your body. It's worth knowing also that serotonin is the precursor to melatonin. Melatonin is our sleepy hormone. So if you're low on serotonin, chances are it's going to have a negative effect on your sleep too. So even more reason to move your body and to get outside. Try and cut out refined sugars, refined carbs, processed foods. Eat wholesome foods, grains, seeds, lots of vegetables. Most of us don't eat enough vegetables, so try and add more green leafy vegetables to your diet. It's going to support your health. You're not going to be having nutritional stress so much, and it's going to help support your mental health. It's also worth noting that our adrenal glands back up the job of the ovaries. So when our ovaries go into retirement and they stop to creating so much estrogen, our adrenal glands actually do that. Well, if we're living in a high stress environment, it means that our adrenal glands are already going to be tired. So they're not going to be able to support the job of the ovaries as well, which is often why if you're very stressed all the time and your adrenals are tired, you'll have more symptoms of the menopause. If your life is relatively stress-free, if you've kind of, you know, you're living a fulfilling life, you're supporting yourself with movement, you're supporting yourself with some brain space, you're supporting yourself with healthy food, getting outdoors, getting enough rest and recuperation, then your adrenal glands are able to do the job they were designed to do during the menopause. So your symptoms are not going to be as bad. So, you know, menopause is a very natural stage of life. Yeah, us women seem to have drawn the short straw on everything, don't we? But it's, you know, it's going to happen. So why not support yourself now, so that if you're not there yet, you're well prepared in advance to make sure that you get through the menopause fairly symptom free. You know, if you are in it, if you're in the thick of it, these are the things you can start to do right now. You can start to work out. If you're struggling, get in touch with me. I've got all sorts of solutions that I can send your way. They're what I've used, and I have to I call myself a menopause warrior. I really feel like I've not had a major problem, and when I did have the early symptoms, making a few changes got rid of those. So it's something that you are completely in power to do. You can do it yourself. Obviously, if you prefer the HRT route or the bioidentical hormone route, that's entirely your call. But just for those who want to do it the more natural approach, or take the more natural approach, it is entirely doable, and you don't have the horrible side effects that you might get from other more chemical type approaches. So I hope that's helped. Got any questions? If you've got any comments, leave them in the video below, or leave them in the comments below, or send me a private message if you'd rather keep it more confidential. This is a little bit late for you now, but next week, as of the 19th of October, I'm running a 5-day free group. We're going into mental health, hormonal health, gut health, nutritional health, the importance of R&R. I'm going to be sharing a load of resources in there. So if you want to be part of that, again, send me a message and I can get you plugged into that. We've also got access to a lot of really cool free workouts. So it's entirely up to you, but it's there on offer if you wanted to take me up on that. So have a great rest of your day. Happy World Menopause Day. Let's celebrate being women, and have a great rest of your day.